This music is known by many as the famous Star Wars opening theme, but it does not just represent the start of the movie in which those words come scrolling down the screen, but it represents the ingenuity, imagination, and creativity of one truly great man, George Walton Lucas Jr., or better known as George Lucas. This man has become known as one of the greatest writers and directors of all time. He has revolutionized filmmaking, and his innovative ideas have made special effects possible in the movies we all love and enjoy. His greatest masterpieces are first and foremost the Star Wars franchise, and secondly, the Indiana Jones franchise. As a fan of both of these franchises, I hope to teach you a little bit more today about their beloved creator. I will do this by walking you through how this great man rose to stardom in the movie industry, and then shocked it by selling his company and all that he had built. So let me start off by going back in time, back before any of these ideas were ever in Lucas's head, back to when Jedi would have called him a youngling. According to biography.com, on March 6, 2016, born in the suburbs of Modesto, California in 1944, Lucas's first love was for cars and motor racing. He fantasized throughout his childhood about one day being a race car driver, and in his teenage years, he often raced cars. However, a near-fatal accident right before his high school graduation drastically changed his mind. Lucas, now unaware of what his passion truly was, attended a community college in his hometown of Modesto, and it was there where he fell in love with cinematography and the idea of the movie industry. He later transferred to the University of Southern California Filmmaking School, and it was there where he made a short science fiction film that was a failure. Crushed but determined, Lucas went on to his next project, American Graffiti, which was released in 1973. The movie was made on a small budget of $780,000, but it grossed over $100 million. It went on to earn 5 Academy Award nominations, and it is still considered one of the most successful low-budget films to this day. Lucas, now riding his wave of early success, went on to his next idea, which was more successful than he could ever imagine, and that idea eventually evolved into Star Wars: A New Hope, the first Star Wars movie in the franchise, which was, according to biography.com, made for $11 million, but grossed over $513 million. The film put the audience in awe of its special effects, incredible setting, and great character development. It also gave birth to the first ever special effects company, Industrial Light and Magic, founded by Lucas himself. He continued the saga with 2 more installments, The Empire Strikes Back, released in 1980, and The Return of the Jedi, released in 1983. During his creation of what is still considered one of the greatest movie franchises known to man, he also created another series entitled Indiana Jones. This movie, much different from Star Wars, was based around the professor and archaeologist Henry Jones Jr., or as we like to call him, Indiana Jones. The series was a fresh change from the futuristic science fiction of spaceships in space to an adventure era set in the 30s and the rise of Nazi Germany. He cast a familiar face for the starring role, actor Harrison Ford, who had recently played the part of Han Solo in the Star Wars series. He then went on to make 3 films in the 1980s and 1 more in 2008 that together, according to Entertainment Weekly, on November 1st, 2012, grossed around $1.9 billion. According to biography.com, in 1993, Industrial Light and Magic brought to life the amazing graphics and dinosaurs in Jurassic Park. And it was this, when Lucas saw this, that he went back to Star Wars and started working on it again when he had saw how far special effects and Industrial Light and Magic had come. He decided, instead of going forward with the movies, to go backwards and create a backstory or prequel to the original trilogy. This gave birth to 3 prequel movies that he made spanning from 1999 to May of 2005. These movies, unlike the first 3, came under extreme criticism from not just fans, but as well as other colleagues in the movie industry. According to biography.com, while some were fine with the movies, others hated them for their lack of depth in characters, childish characters, and lack of story development. One of the childish characters was actually Jar Jar Binks, a character who is considered now, to many movie historians, one of the most hated characters in any movie series known to man. With much criticism, Lucas now made no more Star Wars movies, and only made the 2008 Indiana Jones movie that I mentioned earlier. From 2008 until 2012, Lucas was dead silent. He made no movies and had no mark in the movie industry. Then, according to Cineblend.com, on a move that shocked the world, on March 10, 2016, he sold his rights to his movies and his company to the Walt Disney Company on October of 2012 for approximately $4 billion. Cinnabon went on to say that in an interview with ABC Good Morning America in 2014, Lucas explained that when he sold his company, he would be with a new trilogy that he had developed. The idea was for Lucas to write and direct this new trilogy. However, Disney decided that the script was too dark and serious for them, and they told him they wanted to make a fun, lighthearted movie for the fans. Crushed, again, Lucas was crushed, but Disney told Lucas that he could stay on as a consultant. Lucas, however, knowing that he would only get in the way of the creative minds of J.J. Abrams, the new director, and the other writers of the movie, decided to have nothing to do with the next Star Wars. Despite this, George Lucas is a great man, one who will always be known for his movies. Even though this last few Star Wars movies came under extreme criticism, people around the world will always remember him for the man who started it all. I hope for those of you today who have never watched any of George Lucas's films that you will. Also, if there are any of you out there who are critics of George Lucas, I would just like to remind you that it was his creation, and he started all this that we see today with special effects and the love and fandoms of his movies. And if you don't believe me, then just listen to J.J. Abrams, who said to the audience of the premiere of the new Star Wars Force Awakens movie on December 15, 2015, according to Reuters.com, that, quote, "None of us would be here tonight without the miraculous creation of one man and one man only, George Lucas. From the bottom of my heart, on behalf of everyone involved in Star Wars The Force Awakens, thank you, sir."